All right, we're going over the Swedish techniques, Swedish massage techniques, all 7, which would be static. Then we're going to do effleurage, petrissage, friction, vibration, tapotement, joint movement is the last. And then you guys can kind of follow along on your little paper if you have it. We did a little bit of static methods last week. Now when you're starting your massage, you check in, make sure your client's comfortable, warm, got the bolster under the knees. And we're going to start with static methods. We're going to go over superficial touch, deep touch, holding, ischemic compression, trigger point work, and it says muscle energy technique. I'm just going to show you something little. You guys aren't going to understand it, but just so you can kind of see how it's done. Can we see her face? Mm-hmm. Right. So superficial touch is just kind of one of these, right? Remember, it's just a light touch. It could be any light touch, right? So static, we're just touching and not moving. Makes sense? Just to kind of get her used to our hands on her. The next one would be deep touch. So that's when you can kind of hold it a little deeper. Do you feel the difference? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm actually, you can kind of see how my hand kind of digs into her a little bit. The next one we have holding. Now I'm kind of already doing that, but I'm going to show you holding on a head and an arm so you can see the difference. So I'm going to kind of just get my hands underneath the base of her skull. This is actually how I start a massage, and I just kind of do one of these and hold. That's what holding is. You can do it for a couple seconds. You can do it longer. You can start the massage here and do breath work with your client. If you're into that stuff, you can tell them, why don't you take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and then exhale. You can give them more directions, like 4 seconds or something like that, 7 seconds, and you can do that if you want to start like that, if you're more that kind of therapist. All right, so that's a hold. There's also a hold I can do. I'm going to pull her arm out here. See how I did that and nothing was shown. So hold, this is usually when we go along with like joint movement or some kind of, this is called traction. So I'm just holding it. See? That is a hold. You can even do it with the feet. When you start the feet or end the feet, you can kind of just hold and brace them. It's a good ending technique, and I'm going to try to remember to show you that when I turn her over. Where's my pen? I'm going to make a note. Hold. Now we have ischemic compression. It's kind of similar to the deep touch. You don't have to go deep with this, but that's just your normal compression move that we were doing on the whole body. Now I'm not going to really compress her head, but the compression would be kind of in here, all right? I'll do it to the arm or the limb, whatever I'm working on. Start with that compression a little bit. You can do it with whole hand. If you find a knot in somebody, people tend to have knots in their, oops, my pen is going with it, in their traps. So if you find a knot, another form of that would just be find that knot and hold. So that kind of goes along with also your trigger point work. And then you would hold it. Usually they say like 12 to 15 seconds. We're going to learn about trigger points eventually. One form of muscle energy, I'm trying to think of which way I want to do the joint. We're just going to have her go into what we call flexion. So flexion is one of these. So what I'm going to do is you're going to, when I tell you, flex your arm, kind of like this. Okay. I'm going to push against it. Okay. The opposite direction. Don't let me win. I won't let you win. It's going to kind of do one of these like vibrating pulses. All right, so push into me there a little less, and then we're going to do like a 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. I like to do a full range of motion after I do that. The reason behind muscle energy work once we learn the muscles, is we're trying to put that muscle in a state of contraction so that it gets tired and relaxes. So we're making them work for their relaxation this time. All right, done with static. Effleurage. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm such a good videographer. Is that what they're called?
Something like that.
Something. Aura stroking. This is aura stroking, all right? So we're going along with aura. Humana. You're really going to only do that if you're into energy work. Feather stroking. Can we see her head on the video?
Not really.
Okay. So feather stroking, I'll get over here so video can see me. We're just going to keep your arm out for this. Remember, the feather stroking is one of these. Nice and soft. Now, a lot of times we're actually using that to relax after doing like a whole routine on the arm. So say I would start it with compression and do the whole massage, and then I can kind of end it with the feather stroking to kind of get them to relax that a little bit more. Superficial gliding, that's when we're applying the lotion. Applying lotion. And with that deep gliding, we're adding more pressure with that glide. So most of my massages is deep gliding. So I just like to use the heel of my hand a lot. So the fingers aren't really doing much of this motion or much of the pressure. It's really coming from here. I can literally just, sorry, that was a tight spot, like that, and get my fingers away, and she can tell that all the pressure's coming from here. All right, let's go over friction. So friction is when we're not doing much lotion. So I know I lotioned her up. She's actually starting to get a little more tacky, so that's good. Superficial friction. Remember, this is the friction. You're not going to do a whole lot of friction, okay? But maybe I'm trying to do this or warm up the hand, all right? Just a little bit of movement to get things warmed up. Deep friction, same thing. We're just going to do more pressure, right? Then we have circular friction. I like to use that. It's kind of similar also to kneading, all right? But circular friction is going to go kind of in circles, right? Right now, I'm not doing, adding a lot of lotion. Any lotion she has in her hand is from when I did her arm. All right, any scars? Do you have any scars?
Not on this one.
Not on this arm. We're going to pretend that she has a scar and that it's that right here. It won't mark, I was hoping. All right, so if she were to have like a scar here, all right, maybe she had an injury. The scar is going to run along this way. So just the length of her arm, right? So if I were to work on scar, we're going to do something called cross fiber friction. So that's going against the grain. The muscle grain is going this way, and we're going kind of back and forth the opposite way that muscle is going. Right, so that's what cross fiber friction is. When you're doing scar work, you can also do longitudinal friction with it. So you can go along the scar, right? Or you can go back and forth with it and then do a long stroke. That longitudinal is also like stripping. I like to use stripping on the forearms the most. She did have a knot here earlier, and I'm gonna dive into that, but stripping would be using a digit. Typically you're adding pressure to it, and see how I'm keeping my thumb straight with my arm? We're kind of doing one of these. How's that?
That's fine.
And she did have a knot right here.
Oh.
I just want to, right? So this knot, if we want to pull in some of our other techniques, all right, we have the ischemic pressure. So I'm just holding it, right? And then I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of a deep glide with it. I don't know if this list has thumb bracing. Say you need to do something called bracing, right? That is when you're using another digit to give yourself more stability with that stroke. So say I'm going up this way. See how she's getting red, by the way? That's that hyperemia that we're creating, like an inflammatory response on purpose. Like a good one, not a bad one. All right, so bracing the thumb, I like to brace. Most of my pressure is coming this way, and I'm just using that other thumb to keep it steady and straight. So you can brace. I like to brace hands a lot of time. I think it gives it a little more pressure. All right. Then we have rolling, chucking, and compression. As I'm chewing. All right, so we had our ringing, right? Rolling is kind of similar, right? Ringing was like this. And I'm gonna do kind of a roll here. Right? You're like, it looks similar. Little roll. It is best on limbs. What do we got next? Chucking. I want to show you chucking on the calf. So I'm gonna make a note here on calf. But it's kind of like, remember the fulling that we're grabbing a section? This is when you're then now chucking it. So we're grabbing it and kind of going back and forth to the direction the muscles are. It's not the greatest move. I usually only use this on the calves when somebody has extremely tight legs. Vibration. We have shaking, jostling, rocking, and manual vibration. Shaking is exactly how it sounds. You're shaking something, right? All right, we're shaking. Alrighty. And jostling is actually basically shaking. Really similar, all right? We're pulling, jostling. It's basically shaking. Rocking. Rocking is more done, I don't like really rock the limbs, right? You can if somebody's not being relaxed. But if we're rocking, I tend to do it when they're on their back. And I'll kind of take the whole body and kind of rock it. When they're like this, you can actually put their face down, your hand on their sacrum, and kind of rock that way. I'm going to put a note here to show you that. Sacrum. Then we have our manual vibration. Nobody uses it. So what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to create almost like, I'm going to contract my muscles so much that I'm getting a little bit of a shake, using that to massage the client. So you're going to feel just a little bit. And that's why I say nobody wants to use it, because it's taxing on us. Tapotement. We got tapping, cupping, slapping, hacking, beating. This is going to be great.
Oh gosh. I'm telling my mom.
I'm going to do this all on the back other than tapping. Is it? Tapping on the face. Around, sorry. Oh, tapped her eye right out. It's not really anything hard. We're going to go back to tapotement. and joint movement. We have passive, active, active, assistive, active, resistive. The active resistive I showed you with the muscle energy. So passive, and as we learn each body part, I'm going to actually show you guys how to stretch that body part. But for her, for active, or I'm sorry, what did I say first? Passive, I'm going to put her in that range of motion. Maybe for the arm, all right, I might bring it out and bring it back in, or bring it forward, or just whatever motion you're trying to achieve, right? So for this, I can do this and then kind of do a little shake or jostle, all right? Active. She's gonna start it. So I'm gonna have you arms out like you're flying. You're gonna start that movement and I'm gonna bring it in with you. All right, now we're gonna bring it back down. All right, so a lot of people don't use that active one. Not often. That was active assisted. Now I just want you to do it by yourself. So if you were to assess somebody, you might want to see what they can do first with that range of motion before you start doing something with them. So a lot of times people will come in and, I don't know, say they got in a car accident, their neck is stiff. I would have them turn their head as far as they can so I can see what their normal stopping point is for that range of motion. Right, so again, the active resistive is the muscle energy. We're going to go the opposite. I'm going to pull this way. No, it's not.
You're pulling and I'm pushing?
Yeah. So I'm pulling this way and she is pulling that way. So her, me, pulling this way. Right? And then she let go. Muscle energy. So I'm going to turn her around. Right. Things that I said I would go over with her on her back. Holding. So holding for the feet, you would just kind of do one of these. You can get under the foot if you want and just hold it that way. Got that. Okay. So a lot of times when I'm working on people, I will actually do a little tug on their leg just for fun. So this is that shaking motion. All right, so here's a different way to see it. So I'm just shaking it because it'll get them back in a hopefully more relaxed, like her normal posture, I guess I could say. Because sometimes when you turn, you're a little wonky or lopsided, so I will just do a little shake like that, all right? A little shaking. Now the way I'm doing that is also a rocking. I know it's really confusing. Most of them are very similar. Okay, ready. The leg. I did a hold on the feet. I'm gonna do chucking on the leg. Now I'm only gonna do the calf. I just had her pull her pants up to her knee. So just a little bit so I don't give her friction. I'm just going to give her a little bit of lotion here. All right, so you had the fulling, and it's hard sometimes depending on the size of your hand and the size of your client. If you can't grab it with one, you can kind of do a two. So this is the fulling, all right, and then the jostling would be a shake, back and forth. All right. A little different on the leg compared to the arm, right? There's more meat to jostle. Now the chucking would go with the muscle. So chucking. See how I'm doing that? Now I'm gonna put her up like this. I wonder if I can do it from the side of the table so that the camera can see. Right, so we're gonna grab it, jostle it, right? Fulling, jostling, chucking. Cool. Now we have rocking, skin rolling, and ringing. I want to show you on the back. Rocking, skin rolling, and ringing.
I put it there.
Oh.
It keeps buzzing.
So rocking. This is me rocking the whole kind of body. This is also another thing I would do to kind of get their body to relax if they turned over in their little jabberwonky. Rocking. Then I want to do all the percussion stuff on her back. I'm going to undrape her here. And I'm going to tuck the sheet so then I can get lower on the body. Skin rolling. Remember, skin rolling is part of like that kind of friction. So we don't want lotion when we're doing skin rolling, all right? Now her skin is nice and like it's tighter than some people's are, all right? But you would kind of grab this and like roll. Trying to find a spot that's more, here we go. A spot that's a little easier to see. See how I'm kind of rolling the skin with it. Right? I'll go this way so you can see this way. And that would be your rolling. Skin rolling in the Petrissage, but no lotion like friction. Chucking, done with that. The rocking, we did sacrum. We did tapping on the eyebrow, but if you want, you can tap down the spine. I don't, but you can try it. Cupping. Make sure you make a cup with your hands. And it's going to have a specific sound compared to slapping. I'll do the slapping gently. So that's what the cupping should sound like. The slapping, so we got cup, slap. It's fun making music.
How's that feel?
Not
It feels
good.
good.
The slapping's not
The
great.
slapping's not, but the cupping's nice.
Hacking and beating.
What?
What?
So hacking is your karate chop, right? A lot of people do this on the back. If you're gonna do percussion, it's typically the back can handle it the most. So see how I'm alternating hands? Now you can do one of these if you want. I don't think it feels as good. So alternating. And then we have beating, soft hand, all right? So I like to use not the knuckles, but the soft, this, we call it the ulnar side of the hand. I'll show you this side.
Okay.
All right, so just like the hacking, now we're gonna soft fist and kind of go down. You can even do, if you want, this is very stimulating typically. I can go down to the butt, avoid the back of the knee. So that is hacking on one side of the body. Then your hands are gonna feel like they're vibrating. Then you can do the vibration. No, I'm just kidding. If I want to beat her, this is how we're gonna do that. All right, so got that done there. Hacking, beating, cupping. Trying to think of this.
Was that for me?
No, bro. Do you guys want to see any of the techniques that I went over on the arm, on the back, right now?
I would like to feel them.
She would like to feel them. All right. So the feather stroke. Got aura. We're done. Feather stroke. Imagine I did her massage already. I would tend to cover her up and then do the feather stroking. And that's a nice way to end the massage. When you're doing that, don't do the butt. Just skip it, because that's a little weird. All right, so we got the feather stroking that we would go along the body. I don't need to do holding, but you can static touch, we're just holding. That's another way to end the massage, or to start the back, whatever you want to do. But say I'm done here. You can start this and then do your feather strokes. You can do this or do gentle rocking, like wake the baby up. So this is something gentle. We're not doing this like get up. We're gonna do nice gentle stuff at the end of a session. There is ringing I want to show you on the back. This is a part of kneading or petrissage, right? I'm going to tuck this a little bit out of the way. So a little bit of lotion. Do we remember what this move is just called? Effleurage. Effleurage. All right, we're gonna do a little effleurage here. Now typically if somebody has a bra on, you can ask them, can I unclip this? I'm just going to keep it on just now and just work from down here to show you guys. A little effleurage, got this lotioned up. Now we're going to go into kneading with soft fists, right? See how I like to alternate, I think it feels good. You good with that pressure? So if you notice, a lot of the effleurage and the petrissage moves kind of just blend into each other to create just that massage touch. So the ringing, I like to do the full ringing on the back. This usually feels good. I like to start hip, and we're literally like we're doing this, but not as much gripping because we can't grip a back. So we're kind of ringing the whole back like this. And see how I'm using my body and I'm not just standing there going like this. Like I'm getting down in there. So that would be ringing on the back. That's a good move. Feels so nice. But when we do that, we would typically go all the way up to the shoulder. And when we're working on clients, we're going to be mindful. I'm going to show you guys all the areas that are really tender. You're going to also work on each other and know these tender areas. But be mindful of women and the side breast area, because we don't want them to feel like we're copping a feel, because that's weird. All right. Your ischemic compression or your trigger point work. Say you found a knot in the shoulders here. We call it the traps. You can kind of do a hold, right? You can do a deep glide to that area. This is also like a deep glide and also kind of a kneading all at the same time. So that's why I said like it kind of just smoothly integrates all together, but ooh, you got a knot here. Woohoo! But you're gonna kind of do a bunch of different techniques at once we start learning them. And for here, see how I'm kind of bracing this thumb with the other thumb? And you're seeing the reddening happening under my hand. Like all this, that's good blood flow. We want that. Right? For the neck, this is a good move too. Just kind of grabbing, pinching your fingers together. I would call this either like a deep glide or like a petrissage. Now we're going to jostle it because that's fun. Alright, see how I'm ending with the feather strokes? Feels real nice. Here's a hold. I like to hold at the sacrum. You can't see what I'm doing. I'll pull this down a little bit. The sacrum is between my two hands here, and I'm just kind of pushing down. Rocking. So as you guys are touching today, just think in your mind, what technique am I doing right now? And try to put a name to it. I'm going to have you lift your feetsies up.